Mom always liked you best. My mom always liked my brother best, and she never liked me. My mom, why do you keep telling me mom always liked you best? Anytime you get mad, you always say, Mom always liked you best. Mom always liked you best. And you always picked on me. You and mom, my mother and my brother would always pick on me. They'd always get together and they'd be like, we don't like you because mom always liked you best. Wait, do you know why mom always liked me best? What? Would you like to know why mom liked me best? Of course she liked me best. Yes, she liked me best. That's why. I never knew that mom liked you best. You and mom used to always pick on me. And that, oh, now I remember. Yeah, now you're getting there. You want to know why? Why? Because I just happened to be an only child. Ah, touche, touche. And mom gave you a dog. And I always wanted a dog. And I never got to have a dog. And you got a dog. And mom, everybody had dogs? And I wanted to have a dog. And more than anything in the world, I wanted to have a dog. And one day I went into my mom and I said, hey, Mom, I want a dog like my brother Dickie Smothers. Remember me? I'm your other son, Tommy Smothers. And I wanted a dog, and I never got to have a dog. And you got a dog, and then you wouldn't let me play with your dog. All right, that's it. That's all. That's it. I remember one day when I was 10 years old, I thought, man, if I could just have a dog like my brother Dickie Smothers, I would be so happy if I just had a dog. Oh, quit crying like a little baby. And you wouldn't let me play with your dog. And anytime I try to play with your dog, you go and tell mom. And all I wanted was a dog, and you had a dog, and you wouldn't let me play with your dog. Well, why should I? Anytime I would play with your dog, you'd be like, hey, Mom, Tommy's playing with my dog. You remember Tommy, your other son that you don't like? Yeah, well, he's playing with my dog. Hold on. Before we go any further, did you forget that you had a pet already? Crummy chicken. You wanted it. Well, it's no fun playing with a chicken. They don't bark back. Wanted it. You said you wanted to want that chicken. You wanted to sell the eggs. It was a rooster. And every Saturday, my brother and all of his friends, all of them, they'd all get together and they'd get their dogs and they'd get on their bikes and they're like, hey, I didn't have a bike either. Now, hold on a second. Before you get too excited, you had a wagon, and it was a good wagon. Had one wheel. Well, what did you do with the other wheels? Well, it was hard for that chicken to pull that one-wheeled wagon. Listen to me. And you never liked me. And you would always go on hikes. And you know why you never got to go on hikes? You never would accept it. You know? You even had a dolly. A what? A dolly. Remember, my brother had a dolly. You shut up about my doll. Yeah, I remember you and your dolly. I'd always be like, hey, Mom, don't get me a dolly like my brother. But I always liked my brother. And my mom would say, oh, you like your brother? I said, yeah, I like my brother. We'd hang out every once in a while. About every 3-4 months, he'd be like, hey, Tommy, come on, let's go smoke some Crayolas. I certainly did not say, let's go smoke Crayolas. Yes, you did. I remember it. Let's go smoke some Crayolas. I did not. It stains your teeth. And you'd go on hikes. That's right. We would go on hikes because boys and their dogs go on hikes. Boys don't go on hikes with chickens. Frank was a good hiker. All the guys on the block knew that Frank was the best hiking chicken around. The only reason you didn't get to go on hikes is because you couldn't keep up. You and that crummy one-wheeled wagon. You want to know the truth? You want to know why you couldn't go on fastest one-wheeled wagon around? All right, Tommy, but you want to know the real reason? You want to know why the real reason we wouldn't let you go on hike? There's a place for boys and their dogs. I mean, they go on hikes, they hang out. There's just not really a place for boys and chickens. Sometimes little boys, they even like crawl up in bed with their dogs and they sleep with their dogs. You know what? It's just no place for a chicken. Like, where's the chicken going to be? The chicken should have slept in the chicken coop. That's where the chicken should have slept. Should have kept that chicken in the chicken coop away from my dog. My chicken killed its dog. Yeah, it did.